Hello and welcome to At the Canal on Vanguard Live. My name is Precious Chukudi and I have with me my co-host
Damlola Gushaki.
Alright, here on today at the canal we're going to be talking about insecurity, kidnapping and banditry, robbery attacks and what have you. This is something that's been plaguing the country for a long time coming, and of late it has gotten worse. I mean, really worse, because people are no longer, they no longer feel safe, in their homes anymore. People can't even stay out late as how they would usually would stay, because of insecurity. People now, the festive period is coming. There's a lot of fears. Can we be able to travel to our village? These are the questions on the minds of some Nigerians, because even going through all these expressways, you hear stories of people being kidnapped, people being killed in a couple of hours, and this is something that is, very big on the minds of Nigerians, especially because we're walking into the festive period. And if at this time around we cannot speak about the level of security, structure, it means that it's a very big problem that is coming. Also, on the weekend we saw the reports of three farmers who were beheaded, and in fact, when I read the story, I heard that they were beheaded in another village and they carried them to another village, to dump their bodies. It's just a very, unfortunate incident. And UN is saying that about over 110 farmers were killed. The army is saying for 3 farmers. We have a lot of conflicting reports. Also, there are stories of women and children who were also kidnapped, but we're yet to know how many of them were kidnapped. Stories of monarchs being killed, in broad daylight, kidnapped and killed in a couple of hours, like the story of the Ondo monarch. With the recent, we're talking this morning about Amotekun, the security network.
We talked about
That one again is another thing on its own. I mean, at the beginning of this year, it was something that the Southwest governors were talking about the fact that they saw this would be a way of helping the police, but there are different factions saying that the Amotekun is not strong enough to help to handle the level of insecurity that we're having. These and more are the issues. And now, let's talk about Boko Haram. I mean, Boko Haram has been around for over 10 years now. 10 years, we keep hearing the back and forth of how, they've been attacked, how the army say they killed so amount of Boko Haram members, and, like that. We keep hearing this. But then they keep coming, like, the moment we hear the announcement that so Boko Haram members were killed, it's like they come and then, do some form of reprisal attack to make people know that, they are still around. Again, a couple of years ago, like every time when something happens, like people are being killed, you see the leader of Boko Haram, that's the Shekau, he makes a video and then counters whatever the government is saying, and saying that don't mind them, and then I am still very much, especially when they even said they had killed him, came out, made a video, and it still boils down to a lot of things that I'm thinking of, like, why exactly has this Boko Haram people, why have they not been able to get them?
Going back to the history of Boko Haram, I found out that Boko Haram was actually founded in 2002 by Mohammed Yusuf then. And when it was founded, their actions were actually non-violent when it was founded. I think the main aim then was just like to turn Nigeria into a Muslim country then. That was the main aim of the Boko Haram when they first started, until it started being led by Shekau in 2009 when he became the leader. And I think that was when it became violent. And I think their first attack then was in July in Bauchi, then also in one state, before they now moved to other states in the north. Now, just like the question that you asked now, that why have they not been defeated for over 10 years now? We talk about different things all the time. Almost every day we talk about insecurity. Almost every day we talk about the economy of Nigeria. Almost every day we talk about corruption. Boko Haram is the insecurity. It's like we just faction all our interest into other parts and just forget about the security issues in Nigeria. Right now, we started talking about the 2023 presidential election polls, and insecurity is still there for us to battle. Recession. Nigeria is in recession now. We're talking about the 2023 election polls. So it's just summarizing everything, that we don't really focus on what matters, and we don't really solve the main problem, because the main problem of all those things right now is insecurity in Nigeria. Right now, I can't walk on the road without being scared. The other day, I think I was telling you on the show, when we're doing the morning show, where on the road, I think early in the morning, just because another car was at fault and he hit the other car, but because his screen broke, he brought out the machete around 6 a.m. express along Ikeja along road. And I was like, what is going on right now on the road? Right now, this morning I read I think a lady was also kidnapped yesterday, and her brother and I is saying that four gunmen just came and took the man, took a girl, and all that. So Boko Haram, not defeating Boko Haram is actually causing many things right now, because it's like people are just having the mind to go ahead. The only thing we can do right now is to defeat them. But the main thing is that people are asking questions. Nigerians, we are able. We have military men there. I mean, when you're talking, there was a time, I don't know whether there was a time or now, I still keep hearing they say, when you talk about the military men in the whole world, Nigerian military group, that they are actually the best. They are one of the best. But why are we not proving it in our own country? We are just allowing, these things just to pull us back. Just word of the mouth, but we are not seeing the action. Let's not say we are not seeing the action, but should we say that we are not seeing, the weapons are not enough? Some things are not enough. What is pulling them back? Let us know. Let the country know. It's like communication issues is also another thing.
Speaking about this, the Boko Haram incident, it's really disheartening, because every time when we have the papers in front of us, not a week goes by that we do not see Boko Haram attack in so village, or in that village and all of that. And then you keep asking, with the number of people that have died in the north, how come we still have so many people there? Because at the end of the day, it still boils down to a lot of questions. Like, the other time when we were running the program, I was going through comments, or what some people were saying that nothing is happening in the north, and that the north is peaceful. And I'm like, okay, if you people are saying that the north is peaceful, so where is this attack really happening?
I think one of the northern elders also excuse me, one of the northern elders also said it one time already, and he was like, many people actually think north is peaceful or north is safe, but north is actually not safe. People are dying every day. Some of them are not being reported on the media, are not actually being reported in the media, according to what he said then, because he believes their own media in the north is actually not strong enough to report most of these things. And he's a northern elder that said that, for that matter. So can you imagine now what, when people are saying that place is peaceful, and we have people also coming out to say that it's not peaceful. I'll read it on almost every day on the front pages of the papers, where they say, okay, 10 people died today, 15 people died today, they kidnapped some others, including children. So we know that north is actually not safe. We shouldn't keep saying that, we shouldn't just tell people what we want them to hear. Let them know what is currently going on, so that we'll know what we're actually doing in Nigeria, what is currently happening in Nigeria. You just hear many people saying that it's just security in Nigeria right now. You just have to keep working and keep working to even still know if you are still in Nigeria or you are somewhere else under the ground, because you don't know. And someone will be questioning themselves, is it my soul that is walking today, or am I the one that is walking today? Because Nigeria is not safe. Forget Boko Haram. Let's talk about the Fulani herdsmen. Let's talk about other bandits that are currently coming up again, calling themselves different names, just because of this origin, this Boko Haram that have not been defeated for years. And if we are not careful, if these people are not defeated anytime sooner, we don't know what will happen in Nigeria, because many things is actually growing. We've not entered December now. Before, when you say, okay, December is coming, you have to be careful of the road, be careful of this one, so things happened.
Why aren't you December tomorrow?
This is tomorrow is December right now, but this is before December now. Many people are making, okay, I think I was telling you a story of a guy friend that was actually kidnapped 2 weeks ago, but his own was that, he was actually going to look for a girl, but they could not tell the family at home that, okay, your son was, your husband was kidnapped, or your son was kidnapped. The friends had to pay part of the ransom, 5 million naira. And the worst part is that you have to keep begging. You have to beg for them to accept that money just to release your family member. It's so disheartening. Seriously, so disheartening. Boko Haram, many groups that are coming up, they really need to fight for this.
Speaking about this whole thing, Nigeria has really helped some countries in, fighting violence, like countries like Sierra Leone, Liberia, even, the Chadians. Nigeria has really helped them. And now, seeing all these things happening, my question is, why can we not ask the international community for help? Because I was going on the street of social media and I started to see people's views, and some people were saying that Nigerians can't ask for help because we are too proud. Because already people are
our 50 shoulder pad is actually too high.
They see us as the giant of Africa, so it's like does the giant now want to become the rats? That's like the thought in their head. But the question is, if your house is at war, if there's problem in your house and you found out that you cannot containerize it, the right thing to do is to ask for help from external forces or external sources. Anybody that you think that would be able to assist, to help. That's the right thing to do.
Don't you ask your younger sister for things when you need?
No, because the
with a please there, not even give me this stuff. You put a please there, please. Even if maybe the age gap between both of you like up to 20 years, you have no option that to go please if you actually need the help. So there's no difference there. You need to ask for help. So now, right now, we actually consider the rats of Africa. We are no longer the giant of Africa, according to what people are saying right now. People are not seeing it again. Because I will tell you that Nigeria is the capital of everything. Corruption, when you're talking about that, when you're talking about insecurity, they are there now. When you're talking about the bad economy, we are there. So you say, okay, what is the issue? Why are we not asking? 50 shoulder pad is too high. They can't ask. Even ordinary Nigerians that are not even in the government, that's the Nigerian citizens, they can't even ask for help when they need help. You find them asking, okay, why can't you ask for help? They say, it's too small for me. Why would I go and ask for help? It feels somehow I'm shy. Ask for help, and they'll be after the help you finish, then you can now look down and say, it was very, very sad though, but at least I got my help. That is the main thing. Let's not put our own interests first. Let's put the interest of others. If we're talking about this, everybody, if they start killing everybody one after the other, who will stay in Nigeria?
We are feeling overwhelmed already. We are so overwhelmed. Like even our security forces are overwhelmed to the extent that from time immemorial. In fact, I think that half of the papers in this year had headlines saying sack the service chiefs, sack the service chiefs, and it still boils down to the fact that why exactly is the president not listening? The House of Assembly has called the president saying sack the service chief. The Senate has called the president, but still, he hasn't done anything. In fact, they are the longest serving service chiefs that we've had.
Yes.
Is there anything that is particularly going on that has made the president not to sack these men? Because at the end of the day, people keep talking about the fact that we do not want these people anymore. We need fresh ideas. We need people who know what to do, because for over 5 years now they keep repeating the same thing over and over again. We can't continue like this. We need people who will come and give us that will brainstorm, because this insecurity thing is a big problem. Look at last week, according to some global index or something, Nigeria was rated as third most terrorized country in the world. Like where we have the likes of Afghanistan, these Muslim countries that are already known for war, like Iraq, Afghanistan, the rest of the Pakistan and all those things, and then we're now ranking
all those countries.
We're ranking as the third most terrorized country. Is very disheartening. I mean, you can't even sleep in your house anymore these days now. The other day I was sharing this piece of information. I don't know if it was with you or with the other guys, and I was telling them about the fact that at 4 a.m. in the morning I started to hear that was on my street, people running up and down. 4 a.m. in the morning.
Why are they running? That is the question you ask. Why are people running?
They were chasing a thief. At that time in the morning, and it was something that everybody was so alarmed. People were already panicking, because they kept asking the guy, where are you coming from? Some people said he came for to come and do surveillance before the main people would come.
Exactly.
So sorry. So these are the, reasons why, people are really scared. Like, if someone can be walking around your neighborhood around that time, you're not safe, you don't feel safe, it means that anything can happen to you.
You can't pick a phone inside your car without winding your car up. That's how bad it is. Even in public transport, you have to wind up. If not, they'll collect your phone from you right inside the car. Your purse, they can snatch it from you. Your handbag, they can't collect it from you. So that's how things are getting bad in Nigeria right now. See, there's a comment here. This person says that with the present service chief, we are only approaching Exodus. By the time we get to Malachi, we won't be counting the dead anymore, but those that survived. Talking about the service chief not being served. Many Nigerians have requested many times that service chiefs should be served. Because we need new ideas. Maybe these service chiefs, they run out of ideas, but the next people that will come in, maybe they will bring fresh ideas. But we actually don't know why the president have refused to sack them. At least if there's a reason, I think you should allow the people to know. Because the people, they have the right to know what is currently going on. They have the right to know why these people are still there, even though they are requesting for you to sack them. Because right now, everything is just getting worse. Okay, we hear that the policemen are working, soldiers are working, but we are not feeling it. We are not feeling it. Sometimes now, I think the other day someone was talking and said that, okay, they asked the policeman for help, and the next thing the policeman told them is, sorry, I can't help you. We are actually not working right now. So what will you say? Will that person feel safe? So definitely Nigeria, it's not safe. It's just each state, there's no state that is safe anymore. On the state, Ekiti state, some of the states that you believe that, okay, bad things are not actually going on. But let's look at the effect of this insecurity itself on children, our mental health. If you sit down and just think about it, every moment your mind, you're not at rest, because you keep thinking about different things. And in the morning when you wake up, you just be, I don't understand. You just think about other things. But anyway, let's talk. You see, we're going on a break.
Yeah, I think we need to go on a break. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. And we're still talking insecurity. We're talking about kidnapping. We're talking about armed robbery attacks. We're talking about a lot of things that is literally going on in our society. And we were, talking about the Boko Haram insurgencies, how it has become worse of late, how kidnapping has become the order of the day. We're even scared. People sit in the comfort of their houses, and they these people come, they kidnap them. The security operatives cannot even do. I mean, it was not 2 weeks ago that we even had ASPs kidnapped too. Security operatives are also being kidnapped. So if they are being kidnapped, what will the layman do? I mean, these are people that are supposed to be protecting us, and they are being kidnapped by these people. It shows that we've been overwhelmed already.
And these are people that actually have those guys.
Yes,
protecting
and one of the things that even got me, really, will I say angry, or one of the things that got me vexed, let me use that word, is the fact that the army told us to calm down. No, I keep mentioning this word. It sounds pathetically funny, because how do you tell people to calm down in a situation where they do not feel safe? It's just like someone telling you your house is burning, fire is burning, and you're saying don't worry, calm down, it's fine, the fire will go off. How does it go off if you don't do something about it?
I think that was what I got when nobody people saying that story. Be calming down. We are calming down. We are calming down.
We
calm down. That is
not a situation of being calm.
They can't calm down. Nobody can calm down. That's why you see many people expressing their opinion on social media every day. You see people talking. But right now, people are even scared that when they put, when they regulate the social media, when will they actually come out to hear their opinion, to talk about these things?
I saw something when I was on Twitter not too long ago, where Ngaba Shehu, that's the president's spokesman, was saying that the rice farmers did not, take permission before they went, to their farms. You just scattered things in my head. Really. Like, so people should take permission to go to their farms.
No, to even go out, it means you have to take permission.
So it's like, okay, it's like he's making an excuse for the reason why they were killed, because that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. You're trying to make excuse for, okay, it's because they were where they were not supposed to be and that's why they were killed. That's not enough reason why people should be beheaded. That's not enough reason why people should be kidnapped, people should be maimed. All these things are not real. They're not enough reasons. Because I don't understand where we start to make excuses for the reason why a certain thing is happening to some certain people in the country.
It's just like when people are making excuse for raping girls, when they say this is why they are raping so people because she's wearing short skirts, and that's the same thing as making excuse for killing a human being. You're saying because they went to their own farm. So which means that before someone actually steps out from their own house, they have to take permission. Because it seems that is where this thing is going to right now. Because it will be like, okay, why did you step out from your house? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? If you can say that the reason why people, say why they didn't take permission to go to their farm. Take notice that we're still talking about economy in Nigeria when we're saying that, okay, we really need things. Price of rice have actually increased and all that. Now, if you're saying these rice farmers, they should take permission before they go to their farm. What will happen in Nigeria? It will affect many things. And right now, I'm sure the farmers will actually be very scared to go to the farm. I'm sure since that incident happened, no farmer would have gone to the farm. What are they going to look for there? Everybody actually loves their life. Nobody wants to die.
I was speaking to my cousin like last week, and one of the things that he did mention to me was that everybody like that's back at my place, what they do is they try to go to the farm very early, and they go in clusters, so as not to get headsmen attack or something like now. So your farmlands they're no longer safe anymore. Way it's going to affect the cost of food production, which is normal, because if the people who are supposed to be helping to share food and help to the distribution of food across the country are not safe to go to their farmlands, then it means that already it has disrupted the whole food production and distribution
it's actually
process.
Not that.
And even at that too, it also speaks of the fact that the average Nigerian cannot even be in the comfort of their homes and be hoping that nothing bad will happen. Like, you literally pray every day for everything you have. You pray for the air that you are breathing. You pray for the light. You pray to sit. You pray for everything that you need in this country. You see people pray in their house that, up Nepal, thank God that is light. Those kind of things. You pray to, I hope this seat, there's nothing wrong with this seat too, because there's so much fear. There's so much chaos. Now, speaking about chaos, we're still going through the aftermath of the #EndSARS protest, where you mentioned earlier before that policemen are no longer on the road. And when you said that something was happening and then the police was saying they are not working, and all of that, reminded me of a story of a photographer who was sharing his story on social media, and he said that he was on his way somewhere around Ojota. He was going home, and it was in the night, and suddenly like some of these guys accosted him and were trying to collect his bag from him. That not too far away from him were like some policemen sitting, and they saw what was happening, but they didn't do anything. He kept on screaming, and those boys were telling him, if you say anything, we'll kill you here. The nerve. Usually when you see a police, yes, the fact when you even see that these guys will not even come out seeing that policemen are there. Because I remember when I have to be plying the Lagos Ibadan expressway, and there's this particular area like that, from Iyanoworo to Ketu. That Ketu, like Alapere Ketu area, is known as a place where robbers will just come from under the bridge to they'll just break your glass and take your bag or whatnot. They come, they rub maybe engine oil on their
so
body,
you won't be able to
so that
hold
so you won't be able to hold them. Their body will be slippery and those kind of things. I remember when people started to raise alarm that they called the police to come and stay, and all of a sudden we stopped hearing incidents like that. And that was like before this whole NSAS thing. Now that the NSAS thing has happened, police is nowhere to be found. You call some of them, they tell you they are not working, they are not available, and we cannot still, in a way, we
are forced to be our own security official.
Yes, in a way too, we can't even blame them too. Why? Because some of their police stations were burnt down.
Of course,
their ammunitions were carted away, rifles. We kept hearing of court war, court clash. Most of this court war and court clash that has been going on, the gunshot and everything, are rifles that some of these boys, who they call the hoodlums, stole during the periods of the NSAS protests, and they now see that they have equal access to do whatever they like, and they kill people anyhow at will. This is something that they do at their own convenience, because now they know that there's no police that people can report to. Most of the police stations that people would literally walk into and complain that police, so something happened to me, complain. They can't complain because these places have been burnt down. So for some of them now, they don't come to work. So some of them now, for some of them too, sorry to cut you, for some of them it's like, after all, they said they don't want police, so let them, anything they see, make them use their eye take carry on.
Nigerians say they don't want police. Why are they misunderstanding Nigerian
youths?
That is the point. They don't understand them.
They think that because it's like war against one is war against all.
Of course,
for them, that's what they think. Some of them.
No, let's not forget that these people were actually fighting for them. They were fighting for them. They said they should pay them well, help them build their barracks very well. They didn't say they don't want police. They said they wanted police, but police with better characters.
That's not how some of them did see it as. Because I remember that there were a lot of interviews that was granted during the period of the #NSAS protest, and some policemen who even had conversations around that period said they liked the fact that people with protesters came out to speak on their behalf.
Yeah, of course.
Some of them still said that they want, at this time it's time for people to even feel that they need the police, because if you think that the police have not been doing anything,
lack of education also is affecting some people,
and that is the reason why for some of them they say they don't want police now, make them fight the armed robber by
lack
themselves.
Of education,
let's just by themselves. These are the things that they say in their confines, because they talk about it like we should expect it.
That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes lack of education is also affecting them, or lack of understanding. Because seriously, when you need these people, you need people with brain, people with sense to actually stay there to understand. When you were talking about people that they interviewed them, when they came out to support, and some of them say that we really like the fact that they are fighting for us. Youth were actually fighting for them with passion, because they know that if these people actually work well, they are provided with better environment, they will do better. Nigerians like when they encourage them, when they reward them. At least when you reward some policemen and say, you did this very well this month, you did this, everybody will fight to actually do the best and try their own opportunities. So it's really, really a good thing. I don't understand why they're actually seeing it as they just came to fight them. Youths didn't fight them, they didn't want to quarrel with them, but them burning police stations was actually due to what they felt happened on the 20th of October. Let's not forget that they didn't actually burn police station until then. So that is these things right happening, and they're calling policemen and just abandoning the citizens right now. Let's not forget that this people's tax is actually what is paying them. So if you say that you're just going to be receiving your salaries and you won't work for them, let's not forget that it's just like stealing, because you're just receiving what you did not work for. That is it. It's like you're relaxing and just collecting free money.
All right, I think we should take some comments. I'm seeing some very interesting comments. And this is from Chukwuendu Arinze. It says Nigeria is the best country in the whole in the world now. I think this is just some level of sarcasm. This one is from Idio Eshet. It says the security situation is pathetic. It is really pathetic. It's beyond us. You want to take some too?
Okay, I think I'm having difficulty seeing some, so you can continue. Okay,
so this is from Owolabi Samuel Blessing. It says Boko Haram, Iswa, Banditry, and Fulani headsmen all in the north. There is something ongoing in the north that northern elites are not telling us. There is something northern leaders do not want the world to know. One day monkey will go market and you know go return. I think that what he's saying is because there's something going on that we've not been able to speak about, and that's the reason why I'm like, okay, we feel so overwhelmed. Why can't we ask for help? Why are we finding it hard? Because it looks like there's little or more. There's little or nothing, in fact, that the government can do to solve this.
Do you know what
to solve the insecurity problems?
Do you know what people are saying? It's just like what Nigerians are actually saying now. It's like it's a means to just divert funds. That's what many Nigerians are saying, because every year there's a particular amount of money that is allocated to insecurity to fight Boko Haram. Every year there's a particular amount of money that this money is supposed to go for a certain social service, certain things, but they have to be diverted to fight insecurity. If we actually fight this thing once and for all, we won't be talking about this every year. This money, we have better things to do with them. So that is why you can't blame Nigerians when they keep telling you that it's just a means to divert funds at the expense of people's life.
All right, let's take some other comments, and this one is from Ozidi Azunik. He says, fake news everywhere. I did Bonu and nothing they happen here. Boko Haram has not taken any place here. In fact, in that Boko Haram don't run. Is either I think he's trying to say, in fact, either Boko Haram don't run from here, Tete. I said it when I was talking to that. We keep seeing people who keep saying that.
This is the second comment I'm actually saying. Second person actually saying that on this. In this comment section saying that this is not going. Nothing is going on in the north.
Yeah, I keep hearing people say that, and I'm wondering that where exactly
soldiers are coming out to confirm this news.
And the news is also carrying it. So what exactly are these people really saying? And this one is from Uche. It says the federal government does not want to. I don't know what he means by, but he said he wants to dissolve security and resources, and the so-called governors prepared to be enjoying unaccountable security votes. And let's see if we can. So this is from Ubon Gumora, and says their leaders know about the killings. Well, because we're hoping that this is not going to be something that we will keeps occurring. We've had Boko Haram issued for a long time coming, and I don't think that anybody deserves to be going through all of this. We had the cases of the Dapchi girls, the Chibok girls. You know how we were counting down for these girls, and until we didn't hear anything about it anymore. I
think you and I deserve to sit down in our own one day and just feel, yes, I'm safe in my own country. Nothing will happen. But right now, to take banana just from someone. There was a time that when you hear that, don't take beans, they've actually injected all the beans, circulating around Nigeria right now. Don't take apple is actually injected with it. And you actually see people not taking these things because they're scared. I think we deserve to rest, to relax, just to forget about, this issue going on. That if it is solved, but nobody can actually sleep with their two eyes. You have to be conscious of what is actually going on in your environment. You don't know when a thief will actually enter your compound.
One of the reasons why the international community find it hard to allow their people come over here. I remember when we were having this conversation one time, one of our guests in studio, and he was saying that before, during his time in school, he remembered having white people in his class. But these days now, you don't find those kind of things.
You can't actually associate that to just insecurity. You have to also associate that with bad education system. So
well, that one is true. But also insecurity too, because the moment people see a white person in this country, they see them as a cash cow. This is an opportunity for us to maybe, because for example now, a couple of weeks ago was when of what happened, where they came to rescue an American that was kidnapped. So these are the reasons why they don't even allow
but that actually put a lot of questions to Nigerians, and they were like, if they can actually come to just rescue one person, it means that they can actually help us to defeat these people. So we need to stop.
But we are not asking for
proud.
Help. We need to ask for help.
Let's drop this shoulder pad a little and ask for help. That's the main thing.
We also need to take this note, and that's the fact that there's something we call community policing, which is what each and every one of us should do.
Yeah.
Because the moment you find anything weird going on around you, you should be able to speak up. For example, in the stories that we were trying to talk about today was about a lady that beheaded her mom and cut her parts. Cut her,
dismembered her.
Dismembered her and was carrying her body parts everywhere. Also in Governor Wike's father's church,
Okay.
there are also reports of people who were trying to, I think they threw dynamite into the church, and they were able to, catch some of them. These are the situations we're talking about, and that is why people need to be very, very vigilant around you. Who are those people that look like they are working in a very suspicious mood? Are these people people that you've never seen before? What are they carrying? How do they behave around them? All these things are questions that we need to begin to give answers to by doing proper investigations by ourselves. If you find people who are not supposed to be in that same environment as you should be able to
But another question will now come: who do you report to?
It's a community. Definitely,
it's a community. It's a community, but people are asking questions. Who do they report to? When some of the people that they actually tell at the end of the day when they are coming out, when they just get there, they just ask them questions. Okay, don't worry, and they just pay too much to come out.
The truth of the matter is that
you understand what I'm telling you?
If you do not report it, it becomes a very big problem.
They need to report,
which
but also
it might be you.
That the person
it might be maybe the IUD next might be in that person that refused to report to their house. So that's the reason why you need to speak of this.
But that is what is also scaring people. We also have to talk about people's mind right now,
what
because then we feel that if they actually report to the police officer and actually nothing actually happens to this man, what if I will now become the next target?
What is going to scare you more than protecting your own life?
What if the person actually becomes the next target? That is what is scaring people.
What is going to scare
we have
you
a lot of things to
life?
actually put into factor here right now. You have to talk about the security officers actually working with citizens to protect themselves. That is the main thing. You have to work with both of them. Both of them need to work together hand in hand. At least when you bring somebody, you need to actually investigate all these things going on before you just release the person and just conclude the person is free.
All right, if we keep talking about this matter, we won't have enough time, and our time is fast spent. But let us know what you think in the comment section about armed banditry, the insecurity level going on. This, people have been calling for the sack of the service chiefs. Let us know. Also, you can remember that you can go on our website www.vanguardngl.com to read more of level of insecurity. And in the morning I spoke about multiple trippings.
Oh yeah, I remember that multiple trippings.
I heard the word, and it's been
I think it's based on
so, but you want to find out more about multiple trippings, you can also go on our website to find out more. Until I come your way next time, I remain Precious Chukudi, and I have with my co-host
Damlola Busaki.
Thank you for staying with us at the canal. See you next time. Thank you for watching.